Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jack. Welcome back. And as I am recording this commentary right now, it is almost 4 a.m. in the morning because I was actually lucky enough to go see Star Wars The Force Awakens tonight, or should I say this morning. The show started at 1:15 a.m. at my local theater, and it was just blind luck because I got home from work early, and I basically called my local theater just for shits and giggles, just to see if they had any availability, and they actually had three separate showings. They had one standard, one in 3D, and another one in standard that started 10 minutes after that one. So basically, and for the one that I went to, which was the latest one, they had a lot of availability actually. The first two were pretty much just about sold out, and then the last one had availability. So as soon as I was made aware, I went to the box office immediately and purchased my ticket. And luckily, because I got home from work early, I was bored, my sleep schedule's all messed up, so I'm like, hey, and first and foremost, there's going to be absolutely no spoilers whatsoever in this brief discussion. I am just making this video to put if any people have doubts about this movie. One thing I will tell you is that the movie is good. It is good. One of the first things you'll notice in this movie is that whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, although if you are a Star Wars fan, it's going to make it that much better for you. But even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you are going to enjoy this movie. This is one of those movies where you're going to want to see it again and again. The first thing you'll notice when watching this movie is that it is not directed by George Lucas. At least not the George Lucas that we saw in the last three films that he made, episodes 1, 2, and 3. This film it actually had quite a few more surprises than even I was expecting. And the characters are great. The cast is great. The action is great. The humor is actually funny without it being cheesy. There's a lot of respect paid to the first three movies. I personally don't think that it's like that amount of respect is like shoved down your throat, simply because of the fact that there are things the Star Wars pretty much has a formula, and you can't really go away from that formula too much, or else it's not Star Wars anymore. And I'm glad that J.J. Abrams and the guys that basically made this film did a terrific job with that. And like I said, every single person that is in this movie, all the actors, they did a really great job. You really actually care about the characters. There's not a single character in this movie that you actually don't really care that much about. I was actually very, very pleased with what I saw today, and I am probably going to go see it again, because this is the kind of movie that makes you, first of all, it's one of those movies, like I said, that you want to see again, because it's just a fun movie to watch. And at the same time, this movie did something that a traditional Star Wars movie should do, and that is it makes you want more. Like when you're done with the theater, you just can't wait to see the next film. So quite frankly, as a Star Wars fan and as a fan of movies, I can't help but tip my hat to J.J. Abrams. He really, really did a great job. It is a legit sequel to Return of the Jedi, and I think Star Wars fans will be very pleased. I know that not everybody, I mean, it's impossible to make everybody happy, but like basically there's no other way to put it than to say that they did a really great job. It is, in my opinion, the best Star Wars film since Empire Strikes Back, probably, and since Return of the Jedi, because Return of the Jedi does have a special place in my heart as well, especially growing up on those movies. Technically speaking, I'm a Generation 2 Star Wars fan. Generation 1, the original generation, where the original trilogy came out in theaters and they saw it. I'm the generation after that. I was born in the mid-'80s, and I grew up in the 90s, and the 90s is when I saw the movies. So I'm a second generation fan, and I was around when the episodes 1, 2, and 3 were in theaters, obviously. So, but the thing is, as far as the first three movies are concerned, episodes 4, 5, and 6, I'm a second generation fan, and I still grew up under those films, even though I wasn't around when they came out in the theaters. But I grew up watching those movies, and I'm glad that they paid homage without, in my opinion, it wasn't without it being shoved down our throats. And if there are any doubts, let those doubts to rest. This is a legit sequel to Star Wars Episode 6. It definitely belongs in among the great Star Wars films, in my opinion. And it's a movie that, in my opinion, should not be missed. So for those of you guys that haven't seen it yet, all I have to say is that you guys are going to have a great time. You guys will definitely, you might even be surprised here and there. I know I was. And there's just some elements that you can't help but bring a smile to your face, simply because of the fact that if you grew up watching Star Wars, you cannot help but smile when you watch this film, especially if those films were the first three. But there's so many new things that are combined with the things that you grew up with that you can't help but love. So anyway, that'll do it for this commentary, guys. Go out and see this movie and have fun. And if you like the video, let me know. And if you don't, let me know what I can do to make the videos better. See you guys.